From today, the Dying Light 2 release is only 3 days away, but it still has many questions which many people want answered, such as, what are those bracelets everybody wears? And today I'm going to be going over that and why it's so detrimental to how the game works that these bracelets exist, because they will be changing the way you play compared to Dying Light 1. Now first of all, let's start off with the origins of the bracelet. The bracelets were actually built 15 years ago when the game is set, so essentially when the Haram virus started. These were built by the GRE. The bracelet is put on infected people and shows the progression of how close they are to turning into a zombie basically. Now this wasn't particularly relevant within the first game because honestly it's GRE tech which was just rolling out. But in the second game it's especially relevant because it seems the virus has mutated to become airborne or something to that extent because everybody in the game is infected. That's why pretty much every character in Dying Light 2 wears this bracelet because they are infected with the virus and the only way to ward off the virus is with UV light. That's why pretty much every single settlement is set up on a roof because you can get UV light from the sun, and that's also why there's UV lights everywhere, not only to ward off the zombies but also to ward off the virus that everyone has. There's also other ways within the game to ward off the virus, such as eating UV mushrooms when you're in the dark so you don't have to pop out into the light. This whole infection system doubles as a gameplay feature, as you can't stay in the dark for too long without having some sort of UV injection, otherwise you will turn into a zombie. So it basically makes the nights a lot more dangerous and also just travelling in dark areas a lot more dangerous. We can actually see in one of the trailers, Aiden's bracelet starts beeping and he starts turning into a zombie because he was in the dark for too long and he has to run outside. So that is just showing the power of the bracelet. I think the major takeaway from this is that everybody in the game is infected because obviously the virus has gone airborne to some extent, otherwise everyone would have to get bit, which is kind of unrealistic. But this is going to be a huge gameplay thing, and I imagine there's going to be a few sad moments where people don't get enough light. I guess that's why the game is called Stay Human. You've got to stay human. But anyway, if you enjoyed this and want to stay up to date with Dying Light news, lore, and more things like that, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you soon, folks.